Strong winds brought down trees and power lines in parts of Metro Detroit just 24 hours ago. And guess what? We're not done yet.
More storms are on the way, along with some potential for flooding. Fox 2 meteorologist Stephanie, the details. We have a flood watch issued right now for southeast Michigan.
We do, and that's going to continue through early tomorrow morning. We also have the potential for some severe weather heading into later on tonight as well. So a lot going on for us here across much of the state. Right now, we're just dealing with some lighter showers. There might be a moderate pocket here and there with that. So once this first batch moves out, we'll see our second batch that's right now developing out near northern Illinois, and they already have a tornado watch out for that same exact complex that's going to hit us a little bit later on tonight. Here it is tracking its way across Lake Michigan, eventually into southeastern parts of the state. So by around, you say, notice around 10, 11 o'clock tonight, that's when we see that opportunity for stronger to severe thunderstorm, very heavy rain with this too. As we head through late this evening, overnight, it should move out 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, a good bulk of that well to the east with maybe a few scattered light showers right behind that. Main threat's going to be the potential for some flooding, which is why we do have that flood watch out for a good portion of our viewing area, 1 to 3 inches possible. And I would anticipate some flooding, especially in those low-lying areas across downtown and also across much of the suburb areas as well. Severe storm threat later on tonight, just after the 6 o'clock show, around 7 to 10 o'clock is when we have that threat. Flooding, damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour, and we will not rule out an isolated tornado. We'll have more timing on this. And if we have any more opportunities for severe weather heading through the end of the week, and the forecast here coming up in just a few minutes. Roop.
All right, Stephanie, and you know, no doubt the folks at the Great Lakes Water Authority are watching your forecast carefully, and they're asking people to really get ready for possible flooding, especially for those who've dealt with it in recent months. That includes people living in low-lying areas that are prone to flooding. And they say, look, you got to remove any valuable items that you have from your basement. They also say it's helpful that you should avoid running your washing machines and dishwashers during these heavy rain events.
Well, breaking news just into Fox 2. A member of the Detroit Board of Commissioners arrested for soliciting a prostitute. We've learned Brian Ferguson was arrested in the area of Schaefer and Schoolcraft this morning, allegedly engaging in a sex act with a known prostitute. He was cited and released. His vehicle was towed. Detroit police releasing a statement saying they are aware of the arrest, but haven't seen the report from police just yet and won't have any additional comment at this time.
Well, he left several local communities on edge until he was captured. And today, the man accused of murdering one woman and assaulting another in a Target parking lot in Troy, well, he faced a judge.
Tonight, police telling the judge he's admitted to all of his crimes, including that murder. Fox 2's Charlie Langton is live with more. Charlie.
I'll tell you what, it was supposed to be an arraignment on the attack at a Troy Target store, and it was. But when the Troy police told the judge, wait a minute, this guy right here, 31-year-old Andrew Hall, he admitted to not only the attack in Troy, but also to a murder. Take a look.
Mr. Hall did admit to all of the offenses that occurred in Troy, as well as a homicide that took place in the city of Detroit.
Yes, you heard right. According to Troy police, 31-year-old Andrew James Hall, who was in a Troy courtroom Wednesday afternoon to be arraigned on 10 felonies for an attack on a woman at a Target store. But now, apparently, he has admitted to police that he murdered someone in Detroit.
It's expected that they will have warrants within a few days.
The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office confirmed that they have not yet received a formal warrant request. But sources tell Fox 2 that Hall paid 38-year-old Lisa Moffett for a sex act in this stairwell early Tuesday morning on McNichols near Woodward in the city of Detroit, and then allegedly beat and choked her to death.
I did hear that you indicated he has confessed to both of these matters, but he is presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yet cameras caught what appears to be Hall, without a shirt, talking to the cameras before he drove away on his bicycle, leaving the murder scene, and that was 4 days after the alleged Troy Target attack.
He does have outstanding warrants at this time.
And an extensive criminal history, including trying to escape from prison.
The defendant does have a history of conviction of escape from prison and numerous failures to appear in court out of Royal Oak, Southfield, Detroit, and the 32nd Circuit Court.
And when the police finally tracked him down in Dearborn on Tuesday, Hall tried to run.
It's my understanding from the Dearborn Police Department that he attempted to run for a brief period of time before he was apprehended. Thank you.
All right, I should say that the judge set a bond in the Target store attack at $5.5 million. So he's not going anywhere. Again, he has not been charged yet in the murder, alleged murder, in the city of Detroit. Now, there is a confession, and I tell you, anytime there's a confession, there almost always is a challenge by the defense attorney. Was he given his rights? Did he understand what he was doing, etc.? So I would expect that if this sticks, and they do get charges in Detroit on the murder, that the confession may very well be challenged. We should get, though, that warrant for murder. It should happen. I talked to the prosecutor's office. It should happen this week.
Well, you saw him standing there alone. Did he have an attorney with him today? Is he going to have an attorney now? And is mental health going to be an issue if he was sitting there yelling at a camera and having done all these alleged crimes?
It's all very good points. At the arraignment, you don't have to have a lawyer. Never having a lawyer at an arraignment. You can, but you don't have to. Court-appointed lawyer comes after the arraignment. Now, the question, though, I know you're asking, is should he have had an attorney when he was questioned by police? Right. And that will be the subject of the challenge to the confession. I'm guessing there's going to be a confession challenge, because there always is.
But he would have had to have asked for one.
He would have had to have asked for, well, or they Mirandized, depending on, they have to give him his Miranda rights, and one of them, you have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford one will be appointed for you.
But there's a chance, if he continues to go down this road, that he might waive a trial.
Yes, he could. Well, he could do that too, and he could say, you know what, I did confess, and he could just say, yeah, I did it, and go on with it. So he actually confessed to not only this murder in Detroit, for which he hasn't been charged yet, and then what happened in the Target store, for which justice will take its course.
A bizarre and scary case all the way around.
Serious allegations. I
don't think I've ever seen that happen, where the cops go up there on arraignment on another case. He says, oh yeah, by the way, this guy murdered someone in Detroit. Doesn't happen. Yeah. Crazy.
All right, we'll have to see what
carefully.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Well, now to this story, we're actually learning more about the prison attack on Larry Nassar. The prisoner suspected of stabbing the former doctor claims Nassar provoked the attack. The prisoner claims disgraced former doctor made a lewd comment while watching tennis on TV. Nassar was stabbed at least 10 times with a makeshift weapon inside a federal prison in Florida on Sunday. According to reports, Nassar was attacked inside his cell and out of the sight of the camera. The 59-year-old was sentenced to hundreds of years in prison for molesting young athletes.
Hamburg Township Police are asking for your help finding a missing woman. 57-year-old Teresa Slavic's last known location was Mimi's Diner on M36 on Monday. Slavic drives a black Mercedes-Benz SUV with a license plate 0K9197. Those who know Teresa say she does not have her phone. They're asking people to keep an eye out for the SUV in rest areas, parking lots, and park and rides. Make sure you call the Michigan State Police Brighton Post if you have any information. After several hate-fueled incidents across the area, authorities are teaming up with the Urban League of Detroit.
And here's the deal. They're working to help people identify hate crimes when they see one. Fox News' Ingrid Kelly explains how it works.
We have certainly seen a rise in hate crimes, and we're going to respond to it at the U.S. Attorney's Office.
But the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Michigan needs your help. That's why a seminar was held at this Baptist church Wednesday to teach community members how to identify, report, and prevent hate crimes.
We're really educating the public. We're giving them scenarios. We're very interactive with them. This particular event supports our Department of Justice nationwide campaign, United Against Hate.
The Urban League of Detroit is a partner in this mission to wipe out hate.
We have a lot of people who suffer in silence, whether in the workplace or in the neighborhood or some businesses that they have visited. And racism and hate crimes are proliferating in our society.
Southeast Michigan has seen several cases of hate crimes. In April, a 35-year-old woman was arrested after anti-Semitic graffiti was spray painted on a Royal Oak synagogue. She was charged with ethnic intimidation and malicious destruction of a building. And just last month, federal agents arrested a 19-year-old man from the UP for allegedly gathering weapons to prepare for a mass shooting at an East Lansing synagogue.
First, we start with a crime. The motivation for the crime is hate equals hate crime.
People attending Wednesday's seminar say everyone must do their part to stop the hate.
I'm a volunteer for the Jewish Federation of Metro Detroit. I wanted to learn more helpful tactics and information that could help us to protect ourselves from hate crimes.
Have you been victimized before?
Oh, every day. You walk into a store. You know, oh yeah, there's different forms of victimization.
Organizers say it's crucial that people who believe they have been the victim of a hate crime speak up and contact the Civil Rights Hotline. The U.S. Attorney's Office Civil Rights Hotline is 313-226-9151.
Everyone can contact our civil rights hotline and just tell us what happened. We don't worry about worrying us. We will figure it out together.
That's the message, that we can make a difference. We can do something about it.
In Detroit, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
It's a case for the Fox 2 problem solvers. A Hamtramck church is asking DTE to clean up its mess.
And here's why. The utility apparently left several power poles lying around months ago and hasn't returned to put them up. Fox 2's Veronica Meadows is on the case.
These are the poles Bishop Arthur Barnes says has been on his church property for the last several months. He says he's called, tried to get them removed. As you can see so far, he says nothing has been done. So he reached out to the Fox 2 problem solvers.
Oh, about 4 or 5 months.
That's how long Bishop Arthur Barnes says he's had to look at these 8 large poles on his church's property. The stickers on the end include a barcode and say DTE. Barnes also says he's seen DTE employees working on power poles near his church called International Beginning Ministries in Hamtramck.
Every day I come out here, it's embarrassing because I was going to put a tent out here. And can't put no tent out there or nothing now.
Barnes says he wants to turn this space into a place to host community events. Because of the poles, Barnes says his plans are on hold.
One man said, well, I'll pull them out. Let me pull them out on the street, but I wouldn't let him do that because, see, that's a hazard, too. If they pull them there and put them on the street, that wouldn't be right.
Barnes says he called DTE more than a month ago.
And I explained to her what happened. I told her that the property had been out here a long time. She said to me that, well, all right, I'll get to them. I'll talk to them. So I ain't heard no more from them.
Barnes says he got tired of waiting.
I call y'all. And I know when I call y'all, something to get done.
So we called DTE.
Hi, this is Veronica from Fox 2.
Less than 2 hours later, the power company responded saying they will move the poles. A statement says, as part of DTE Energy's ongoing work to harden and modernize our grid and improve reliability, our crews may stage equipment, including power poles, in the area before work begins. In this instance, the power poles were interfering with the church's activities, so our crews are moving them to another location. We apologize for any inconvenience. Meanwhile, Barnes says that's all he wants DTE to do, and he says he has no hard feelings.
I say to DTE, come and move these off, because I've been trying to get them off, and I don't have no other way to get them off. I love DTE. I love them, but I just want them to do what they're supposed to do.
Again, DTE tells us they're moving the poles. We'll keep everyone posted on exactly when that's done. In Hamtramck, Veronica Meadows, Fox 2 News.
And just into Fox 2, we have learned the poles have now been removed. The bishop tells us DTE came in and removed them after Fox 2 called them about the problem.